Welcome to the newest RV interviews. This is RAGT 17. We're here at the Holiday Inn this year, and my first RV interview is with Janice Maynard, a really long-time good friend. Hi, Janice.
Hi, Lori. It's so fun to be back.
Thank you. We were just while we were sitting here, we were trying to figure out when we'd met because there was a fun story to that when we first.
It was, I believe it was the spring of 2004. I had met you at a book signing the December before, and you were so kind to invite me to stay at your home when I came up for the event. And the next day we were sitting chatting, and Alan comes up, and I'll let you tell what happened
Right,
next.
so Alan was at the house we live in now, not the one we're going to be moving to soon, and it was the first house we'd built, and so Alan was on a floating dock with a bucket, scooping water out of our pond to water a new tree he'd put in. And the dock slipped, and he managed to do as much damage to his arm as a person can possibly do. He chipped the bone, tore the ligaments, dislocated it, and because you were there with Pat Ryan, two authors, he snuck up and said, "I'm going to drive myself to the hospital."
Typical man.
Yes, and instead I drove him and left, basically abandoned you and poor Pat.
Pat and I had a lovely time getting to know each other.
You guys had a lovely time trying to find the bird in my house because my mother-in-law had given me a clock that on every hour a different bird sings. And you know, once we realized we were going to be there half the night, I called to make sure you guys were okay, and you said, "We're fine, but where's the bird?" Apparently you guys have been looking for the bird.
We had. It was this really strange off-the-wall sound.
Well, if I had to abandon somebody, it was nice that it was you two, because you were so lovely about it. You weren't rude about it at all. Yeah,
a story to tell.
Well, how soon were you already published then? Or I think you were published and then had a little hiatus and then republished again.
I published 3 books in the late 90s when I was still teaching school. And then
you were like a grade school teacher, right?
Kindergarten and second grade.
Yeah, awesome.
So then I had a period of about 5 years where I had kids going to college and getting married, and I needed real money and insurance.
Right.
So, but then in 2003, things sort of ticked over again, and I did a book signing up here, which is where I met you, and then started coming to RAGT. So.
And now you've got a whole new series out, a Scottish series?
I do. It has been probably the most fun thing I've ever done. It is based on the idea of these 3 friends who are crazy about the Outlander TV series and books, although you do not have to know anything about Outlander. But they decide to go to Scotland, split up, and each go to a small town in the Scottish Highlands and immerse themselves in the culture and the people. They're contemporary romances, and of course they're looking to meet their kilt-clad hero, but nothing ever goes the way you think it's going to go. I've had so much fun. It was supposed to be a trilogy, had really good response, and so there's a 4th book coming out in July. Yeah.
Awesome. So you're our key card sponsor this year. I wish I'd have thought to have brought a key card. Don't have it on. And so your books are actually on the key card. So everyone that's at the event this year gets to see those books, and they're really nice books.
Yes.
I love the covers.
And they have been so much fun. One of the nicest comments I got from a reader was a woman who said she was in poor health and didn't have the finances to travel, but she said, "I feel like I have been to Scotland when I read those books."
Oh, that's
so that was
nice.
Yeah, that was
that's
nice.
the favorite part about being an author. I love any reader mail I get, unless they've hated something, then I can do without it. But that doesn't happen very often. Readers are just truly lovely people, but when you find out someone is going through a rough time and your books have made a difference,
it makes a huge
best feeling in the world.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So you've been to every event we've had here, I think, haven't you?
I missed last year because I had a grandbaby born.
That's a good reason to miss. Yeah.
But that's the only one I've missed.
Right.
It surely is.
And you and your husband stay really, really busy. He's an author too.
Actually, I'll plug him just a minute. He had a book come out this week called "I'm a Secret Service Agent."
Oh, wow. That's different for him.
It's St. Martin's hardback, and he was essentially the co-writer. There was an adult version of this book that the Secret Service agent wrote, and then Charles wrote the kids version.
Well, how cool is that?
I told him he had a better cover than any of mine. So
he usually does like travel tour type things, right?
He is on the road a lot with his job, but he is switching responsibilities July 1, so we're hoping he'll have a little more downtime.
Nice. So I know you guys travel a lot, and you're very involved with your kids and your grandkids.
Yes.
And you're one of my favorite people just because you're always so nice and pleasant.
Oh, thanks, Lori. We love coming here, and getting to know you and Alan has been a bonus.
Oh, good.
It really is.
Just a little mutual love
fest.
That's right.
That's right.
So what's the newest book out, and what will be the next book out?
The newest book out, I had one come out in May. It's my Harlequin called Triplets for the Texan.
Nice. Is that a Harlequin Blaze?
It's a Harlequin Desire.
Okay.
Gorgeous African-American hero on the cover. So yeah, doctor, upstanding guy. And then the 4th Scotland book comes out in July.
Okay.
And then around October, I have a Christmas book with Harlequin.
So how many books do you do a year now?
I had been doing about 4 or 5, and honestly,
I remember those days.
Yeah,
though.
honestly, I got a little bit burned out, so I pulled back just a little bit.
Yeah.
I wanted to recapture that joy in writing.
Yeah, this year I have 3 single titles, a trade, and a novella. And this was my year when I was going to cut back.
Yeah.
And you know as well as I do, sometimes it just doesn't happen that
It does.
way.
Well, I had 5 last year,
Oh, crazy.
and then the way the turn-in dates fell, there's 3 this year. But
Well, see, but you're like me. I remember way back when I was doing 6 a year of the category books. I don't think I could do 6 single titles.
No.
6 of the category books, which if anyone doesn't know, they're the
shorter ones, yeah.
length books.
50,000 words.
Right, as compared to like 100,000 on a
Right.
single title. Someone complained about me taking all the spots. I won't say who, another author. And I said, the thing is, authors miss a spot, and the publishers would come to me and say,
yeah.
would you, because I always had something ready. I know that's true about you.
Harlequin
You
would
always
let me
have
do
something
12
ready.
a year if I would do
Right.
it. You know,
Yeah.
they're
And you always turn your stuff in on time, and you're
Right.
you're like me. If
Right.
it's a contract, it's a
It's
contract.
a contract,
Right.
exactly. And Harlequin has been very lovely about working with Kensington because I have the Scotland book, so we've had to weave
So
the
you're
dates in and
back and
out.
forth, yeah.
These are about 60,000 words, so they're a little longer. And but yeah,
Lovely
both,
covers. I love
both
the covers.
publishers have been great, and I have wonderful editors at both places. So
Well, that's the best part of it, as long as you got good people to work with.
yes, it's really a good time to be a writer.
Well, I'm thrilled that you're here with us again this year. Thank you so much for doing the RV interview with us.
I've been looking forward to it, Lori.
And I'm sure we'll be hanging out through the event.
Indeed.
All right,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having me.
Uh-huh.